So the former Oklahoma head coach finishes the Cowboys' career at 40-24 and a Super Bowl title in '95.
Carpin says it's not clear if Barry Switzer will stay on with the Cowboys as a consultant. The Cowboys were not hot, but the weather sure was last year.
1997 was the warmest year on record.
Scientist Tom Carl says that's partly the result of more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and the El Nino effect as well. Could be trouble for some at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. As many as...
Hey, it's time to play What a Dope, the show where kids who smoke marijuana try to answer incredibly simple questions. Okay, for $100, what did you eat for breakfast? Brian?
I forget, man.
Too bad, Brian. Let's move on. For $500, what is your first name? Debbie.
Brian.
I'm sorry, Debbie. The answer is Debbie, your own first name.
Really?
That's okay. Just try and concentrate for, 2 or 3 seconds, okay?
Okay.
Okay. For $1,000, what day comes after Sunday? Brian?
French toast.
That's incorrect, Brian. And guess what?
Give me a hit, man.
You lose. Wow is right because marijuana has made you a complete imbecile.
I always wanted to be that.
Hey, tune in again tomorrow, and remember, if you smoke marijuana,
You're on.
brought to you by the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
A sad discovery.
From the Dance album, the new album from Fleetwood Mac, that was on the charts for months. And I was playing at my office yesterday on my Elvis jukebox, just as loud as I could possibly get it. Me and Rob sitting there listening to Stevie Nicks and Silver Springs. I mean, it's just a great record.
Yeah. Well, you really pick those new artists, don't you? There's this new young artist called Cat Stevens that you might like.
Shut up.
And now, Imus in the Morning 2024 with Mark Greenv.
Broncos hold their first Super Bowl practice. Good morning, Mike Breen with sports. After 3 days off following their AFC Championship victory, the Denver Broncos back on the practice field for the first time to prepare for their game against Green Bay. Coach Mike Shanahan let the team have these extra days off to arrange Super Bowl travel plans for their families. This, of course, is a tricky proposition, players making sure their wives and girlfriends are not on the same flights to San Diego. Coach Shanahan knows what his role is in the next 10 days.
It is the head coach's job to lead the team and to remind them firmly, if necessary, that we are, after all, a team.
Kind of a stupid thing to say. Maybe Shanahan feeling the pressure just a little bit. You never know. But, of course, not everyone happy on the Broncos. John Elway has issued a media blackout, will not speak to the press. Elway said he should have done this long ago.
Hell, if I didn't ever have a reporter talk to me in my whole career, it wouldn't bother me.
Elway could get fined for this by the NFL. We'll see once he gets to San Diego.
That was John Elway.
That's correct. Point spread has changed, by the way. Broncos now 46.5-point underdogs. That despite the fact that the Packers revealed Brett Favre has a torn rotator cuff, but it's on his non-throwing arm. Wouldn't make a difference. Favre would have had broken leg in play, and the Packers would still win this game coming up in San Diego. The other NFL news, John Madden re-signs with Fox. 5 years, $40 million. The reported deal to not only broadcast football, but also figure skating and appear in several episodes of When Animals Attack coming up in the fall. And finally, from the NBA, Chicago losing in Philadelphia last night. Big game for the Sixers and Allen Iverson.
They played pretty good. We played lousy. Well, what more do you want? But let's not try to blow smoke up their ass, eh?
So the Chicago Bulls go down to
No, time out.
No.
We don't need that kind of language on this program, do we?
I didn't say anything. Don't yell at me.
I understand that, but don't we listen to these cuts before we play them?
I think it's important to let the fans know the emotion of these players.
Get out of the studio.
What we're looking for here.
It's coming up on, you have anything else?
No.
Coming up on a quarter till the hour. All right, here now in the Imus in the Morning program, Scott Minnie. Scott,
So I'm backstage at the Fillmore with a couple of the guys from Sopwith Camel, Strawberry Alarm Clock, and the Chocolate Watch Band.
Right.
And we're all tripping our brains out on some Lebanese blonde hash that Randy Seol had soaked in a bottle of Spinata mixed with antifreeze. And Eric Jacobson's trying to have a serious philosophical discussion with Bill Graham about Immanuel Kant's critique of practical reason. All the while Gracie Slick's doing a head bob on his...
Scotso?
What?
We're in air.
Oh, Scotso here with you, tripping down memory lane as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremonies are about to be televised on VH1. And among this year's inductees, the Gimp, Gene Vincent, the Fat Mamas and the Ugly Papas, and a brand new band that Imus just got hip to, Fleetwood Mac. Hey, Fats, I don't know how to break this to you, but the Beatles broke up, Elton John is a queer, and Pigpen died. To paraphrase Lindsey Buckingham, please start thinking about tomorrow. What is it with you and this obsession with the past?
Well,
Whittaker Chambers and Alger Hiss, the 68 Leather Elvis, Fleetwood Mac. The rest of the world's preparing for the next millennium, and you're just discovering the 70s.
You know, that Silver Springs is a pretty good song.
Yeah, especially back during the Carter administration when it was first recorded. I guess it's not your fault. The whole idea of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just hideous in the first place. Cooperstown's got it right. It's only for legends. And one of the things that make those old baseball guys legends is they don't play anymore. Fleetwood Mac's got to start thinking about a Lynyrd Skynyrd farewell tour. I mean, Stevie Nicks, that chiffon and lace peasant look worked pretty well for you back then. But 20 years and 40 pounds later, you remind me of a freezer-wrapped rump roast. And speaking of meat, how does some fat, hygienically challenged hippie in a paisley muumuu qualify for inclusion in the Hall of Fame?
Well,
they got to put one of those asterisk deals next to Mama Cass Elliott's name like they do on Roger Maris's home run record. And when you look down at the bottom, it says, threw her a bone because she choked on a ham sandwich.
Come on.
It's obviously one of those sentimental deals. Sonny Bono's been eligible since the late 80s, but I guarantee you the only reason he didn't get in this year was they announced the inductees before he took the ski trip. Hall of Fame should be synonymous with the phrase, hang it up. And speaking of that, aren't you in the Radio Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
You might want to think about going full-time with your brother's schmata business. Introduce another line of Joseph Abood ties. The Silver Spring Collection. Got them blue-green buffaloes flashing.
Scott's an idiot. This is from the dance album. The thing, the live thing Fleetwood Mac did about a year ago. I don't care what anybody says. I'm telling you, turn your radio up as loud as you can possibly turn it up. This is absolutely just a great performance. A song that apparently Miss Nix wrote about her hideous relationship with Kramer lookalike Lindsey Buckingham. you're watching television to see Lindsey Buckingham got to hide behind his mic.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Silver Springs is a great old song. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hi, all tonight. This is Alan Freed, the old king of the Moondoggers, and it's time again for another of your favorite rock and roll sessions as you enjoy
Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak.
It's almost as if time stands still, but I bought every clothing item in the catalog so I could look more like you. For example, right now I'm wearing a denim work shirt with one of those Joseph Abboud ties and a black tornado jacket and a pair of those Buffalo baggies. So needless to say, I'm a little cold because I'm standing on a street corner at a payphone. It's like 30 degrees and I'm in a pair of shorts and a windbreaker, but I don't care because I feel I look just like you. Sometimes I wear that lady's vest and the Buffalo skirt and I don't look like much like you when I have that on, and I don't do it all that often, only when I want to feel pretty. But all I eat is chips and salsa, chips and salsa, chips and salsa. And the doctor at the Institute told me that nutritionally that wasn't quite enough to have a healthy diet. He said, in my opinion, Mark, you need to have some more protein in your diet. He said, I said, oh yeah? Well, in my opinion, you don't have enough cotton chenille in your diet, so I force-fed him my buffalo bathrobe, and I guess I suffocated him to death a little bit, but I remembered what he said about protein, so I cut him up into little pieces, and I ate him. I ate his spleen for breakfast this morning with a bunch of Fred's hot stuff on it and a icy cold Coca-Cola. It's the breakfast of champions.
Mark! From Milwaukee.
Ye gods.
God, what a sick creep.
He's a big fan.
I've never seen him around the station, have you, Bernie?
No, but I've seen several like him.
Mark, you wouldn't try to actually come here, would you?
Oh, boy, I can't believe you're inviting me.
No.
Not what he meant, Mark.
Oh, not at all. Hey, the Cardinal's going to be over this morning, Charles.
You're kidding me.
No, he's coming up with
all right.
The lotto numbers and
love the Cardinal.
Yeah, also more wailing on Peter Johnson from USA Today and demanding a criminal investigation of this apparent sexual relationship he's developed with that fat stooge Rick Kaplan from CNN. I am Imus in the Morning.
This is the Imus in the Morning radio. 98.1 The Peak.
Minutes past the hour. Coming up here in a little bit, General George S. Patton Jr. on what we ought to be doing over there in Iraq. And as we're talking to Bob Schieffer earlier this morning, and I talked to Charles, and of course Schieffer had sense enough not to say anything, but Charles was offended that I didn't have any problem with the Iraqis conducting these human experiments on other Iraqis. What do you care?
Well, that's just...
I mean, we can't wait to go over there and kill them or let them kill themselves.
But that's an asinine position, and you know it.
Pig feast. White boy. Big Feast Dupree, he'll be on with them deposition blues.
Uh-oh.
Oh, have mercy now.
Oh, boy.
Good God, is that going to be a mess, baby. And Hank Hill on cloning, and my brother Fred Imus and the Cardinal are all coming up. Wow. In fact, Fred's already with us. Good morning, Fred.
Hey, what's happening with the I-Man?
Oh, shut up.
Where's my jacket?
What?
You're going to get me my sports jacket.
We sent it to you.
I didn't get it.
Well, it'll be there.
It'll be there.
Relax.
All right, here's Chuck with the National News. Good morning, Charles.
Morning, I-Man. Barring some sort of last-minute settlement, which Bob Schieffer said earlier this morning on the Imus in the Morning program, he really didn't anticipate will happen.
No.
President Clinton will face wide-ranging questioning under oath tomorrow morning in the Paula Jones sexual harassment lawsuit. The deposition to take place in the office of the president's lawyer, Bob Bennett, expected to last perhaps as many as 5 or 6 hours. Paula Jones' advisor says Ms. Jones plans to sit right across the table from President Clinton and to look him in the eye.
God.
One of Ms. Jones' attorneys, David Pike, says we sure haven't advised her to stare, but they will be eyeball to eyeball. Ms. Jones will not be permitted to speak and cannot interrupt the deposition proceeding. Yes, sir.
Here's the interesting thing is she looks a whole lot better than she used to.
Yeah. Maybe his knees will start to involuntarily knock.
I mean, she's got one of them Frederick Fekkai haircuts now.
There's a big story about it, in fact, in the Washington Post style section this morning about the makeover of Ms. Jones with the big hair, the braces, the garish makeup, all gone.
Yeah.
Very soft look, very businesswoman-ish.
Come on, baby. Fred.
That's my sports lock of the week. You know, Clinton's going to embarrass himself tomorrow.
Shut up. Go ahead, Charles. What, Fred?
For the following reasons.
Yeah.
Number one, when he was governor, he was sending state troopers to bring women to his room.
Yeah.
Proves he's out of control.
Right.
She looks a whole lot better today than she did back then.
Yeah.
We're going to get in a Perry Mason situation.
Yeah.
Where they start questioning, he breaks down, grabs her, and shoves his tongue down her throat. I guarantee you that something's going to happen. From the minimum of rubbing up against her to grabbing her.
Oh, come on.
And he's going to be right across from her.
Yeah.
How long is it going to be before he has his hand up her dress?
Go ahead, Charles.
Good point made here in the papers this morning, I-Man. Because the Supreme Court ruled last year that the president cannot be forced to show up for the trial, which is scheduled to start May 27th.
Yeah, because he's going to be at a fundraiser.
His deposition will be videotaped, and in all likelihood, of course, this videotape will then be viewed by the jury, which means that the stakes for both sides in the deposition tomorrow are far greater than in a normal deposition, which is purely a pre-trial fact-finding session, but they're going to be trying to make points tomorrow, knowing that this is going to be shown. This is what the jury will see.
My brother's sports lock of the week that the president is going to grab Paula Corbin-Jones, coincidentally, is sponsored by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
The first thing he's going to want to do is reenact the crime.
That will be fine, Fred. Please be quiet. Go ahead, Charles.
Henry Cisneros' former mistress pleaded
guilty.
guilty.
Chair where she's sitting.
That will be fine, Fred. Go ahead, Charles.
Another Ms. Jones pleaded guilty yesterday to misleading federal authorities investigating the former housing secretary's payment of alleged hush money to her. Under the plea arrangement, Linda Medler-Jones will serve 3.5 years in prison and will not have to help the government prosecute her former lover, Mr. Cisneros. Labor Secretary Alexis Herman, then, also in the headlines, she has denied allegations that she engaged in a scheme to sell her influence while she was a top White House aide.
Yeah.
I want you to know these allegations are not true, she said. Her attorney had contacted the Justice Department promising that she would cooperate fully. The Justice Department investigation could lead to the appointment of yet another independent counsel.
I don't really have a problem with that. They all do that when they leave there. Look at, who's a big lobbyist in D.C. now? That's scum bunny Bob Packwood.
Yep, absolutely.
So what's the difference? She picks the cash up while she's there or when she leaves? I mean, I don't have I don't. It's like the Iraqis conducting experiments on each other. I don't have any problem with it. Go ahead.
I'll be back. What American Weapons Inspector Scott Ritter is insisting will be the situation, as he and 15 members of his team nevertheless left Baghdad today, coming to New York.
This is another nut who's out of control. Go ahead.
Easing a tense standoff with Iraqi officials who've called the former Marine captain a spy. Ritter, due back in New York on Sunday, says his team did not accomplish what it set out to do, and now he says it's up to the United Nations.
The matter of Iraq's refusal to cooperate with this inspection team will be addressed by the executive chairman during his visit to Baghdad in the next couple days.
And that is Chief UN Weapons Inspector Richard Butler, who is on his way to Iraq to demand full access to all the sites that have been denied.
Fred, I've decided you got to get rid of that attack dog you have there.
Why is he's just he hasn't done anything. He hasn't even growled at anybody in a week.
My brother has a trained German Shepherd who will attack you if you try to shake hands with my brother in a place of business in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and it's idiotic.
Or simply talk too loud.
Yeah, if you talk too loud and wave your arms, the dog grab poor old fat Lynn.
On you. He's on you. So this is irresponsible.
Get him out.
Very least.
Yeah.
No, the dog's fine. He's just went through an adjustment period.
You're going to get rid of the dog.
You can't get rid of a dog. What's going to happen to the dog? You can't just shoot something and throw him away.
Shoot the dog.
Who cares?
I'm bonded to this dog. This dog loves me.
Too many dogs. Too many animals. It's irresponsible.
More Fred and the Cardinal are both coming up in the next 4 minutes at 11 after the hour.
Must we say goodbye each time we part? My heart wants to die
would you like to...
16 after the hour, and I am Imus in the morning. My brother, Fred Imus, is still with us. What's the weather like in Santa Fe this morning, Fred?
It's clear and cold.
Okay. And the Cardinals coming up in about a minute and a half, but Chuck has some more news headlines. What else going on, Charles?
Forecasters predicting more bad weather for the Northeast, I-Man. A storm up to a foot of snow expected in parts of the region still recovering from the big ice storm. The tobacco industry is going to pay Texas about $15 billion in this country's largest product liability settlement, which will be announced today in Austin. John Glenn is to travel back into space on a shuttle mission set for October, 36 years after becoming the first American to orbit Earth, and that formal announcement is expected out of NASA today.
And the best observation so far came with John Gibson last night on MSNBC. A guy either emailed Mr. Gibson or called in and said he has this vision of the 77-year-old senator orbiting the Earth at 10 miles an hour with his left turn signal blinking.
That's just fabulous.
Hunched down behind the capsule, peeking up over the... What else?
A federal psychiatrist today to deliver her report on Ted Kaczynski, on his mental state.
Oh, yeah.
And O.J., in this interview on ESPN yesterday, compared himself to Jesus, Moses, and Job, saying in his reading of the Bible that all of those folks went through similar things as he is going through.
We're going to talk with Fred more about his attack dog and see what else is going on in Santa Fe. But now over from the Archdiocese in New York with the lotto numbers, John Cardinal O'Connor. Good morning.
Hang out of me way, Fuck you.
Good morning, Cardinal O'Connor.
Good morning, God bless. How's panty wasting the morn making out today? I'm Mr. Marn.
I'm fine, Cardinal O'Connor.
Between hype and dreadful Fleetwood Mac songs and Toni Morrison books, defending the presidential pervert and French kissing the arses of CBS executives, it's clearly not the I-Man of old.
Well,
the tough-talking, two-fisted, fat-mouthed rummy we all despise, be Jesus. You've changed, I'm Mr. Marn.
Well...
Changed more than Michael Jackson's nose. Like Jackson's nose, hopefully you'll disappear soon. You wrinkled up old bag lady, you be Jesus.
Well, that'll be fine.
The winning numbers in the New York State Lottery is as follows.
Good, what are they?
McCord, you shut your mouth unless you're being addressed, be Jesus.
What are the numbers?
You boot-licking, goose-stepping freak, you. Let me ask you this, McCord.
Yeah.
What? Martin Luther King Day coming up.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Amistad yet?
No, I haven't, Cardinal.
Of course not. What a shock. Remember McCord thought Schindler's List...
Excuse
thought
me?
it was too long. Not the movie, the list, be Jesus. Nazi schmuck you.
Where are the numbers?
The daily number.
Okay, what is the daily number?
Well, I'm Mr. Marn.
Yeah.
They've sold out. David Brinkley.
Right.
Bob Dole. Former Governors Ann Richards and Mario Cuomo.
Yeah.
All paid to hawk products shamelessly.
Yeah.
Now it's gay Congressman Barney Frank.
Right.
Endorsing the patch.
Really?
Jesus, he says it works for him.
Yeah.
Says he's down to 2 butts a day. Filthy behavior.
Come on.
They went for a number.
Well, we have no numbers so far.
Big trouble over at Central Park West, we understand, Mr. Marr.
Well, what?
I understand the I-Man has trouble turning on his vacuum cleaner. Rumors have it that the vacuum cleaner is not all you have trouble turning on at home. You dusty old dirtbag, you be Jesus. Maybe if the I-Man spent less time shoving his nose up the Zen Master's tush all day long, he'd have more energy when he gets home.
We don't need to go. We don't need to get into that.
Look what I have in me holy hands, Mr. Marr.
Put that away.
Something I found.
What?
The bathroom floor.
What?
Something fell out of McCord's pocket.
Yeah.
Little poetic prayer McCord put together this morning.
Oh, okay.
We'll call it McCord's prayer.
All right.
Okay. Goes like this.
My God.
Lord, give him the strength to carry on. This miserable old meal ticket I refer to as Don.
Yeah.
Imus calls me at night and says, "Hey, bro." Me stomach tightens up. The wife says, "Oh, no." He wonders, John Glenn to the moon, what'll that gain us? I say, at least unlike me, he's not going to Uranus. Imus is one of God's creatures, a human being.
Yeah.
Yet I really want him to kiss a tree while skiing.
Oh, come on here.
But I have 3 homes, a Rolls Royce. I'm moving on up. He's alive, I rejoice. And I pucker up to Jesus. Shame on you, McCord, you jackbooted jackass. You smack you.
Fine.
The pick 10 numbers is as follows.
We've got no numbers so far, you realize.
Screw the pick 10 numbers, BG. Which is them along and why?
Oh, I love this part. Which does them along
Which is them along and why?
All right.
A, NBC's Dick Ebersol.
All right.
B, Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
C, David Brinkley. Which is them along and why?
Bill Clinton's good.
I would say Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Wrong, you pigeon-chested heathen, you be Jesus. But all 3 of these hooligans in suits are this week's biggest losers. One lost football. One keeps losing his trousers. The other lost his mind.
Yeah.
The answer is C. David Brinkley doesn't belong because unlike the other two, nobody ever calls Brinkley Dick. Jesus. On ahead. Who's this bluesy sitting in here?
21. It's 21 after the hour.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
News, talk, and sports on 98.
In the morning, and Fred's on the phone live from Santa Fe, sponsored by the Jeep folks. And Charles and I are trying to get Fred to get rid of that dog.
Yeah.
But he's not going to, apparently.
Apparently not.
Why somebody would open a Ralph Lauren-like store in Santa Fe and have an attacked German Shepherd in it? Is the dog going to be in a store, Fred?
Customer service. Handles the complaints.
Oh, I see.
You know, we have a sign, you know, I got a little picture of the dog painted.
Right.
And it says, we don't prosecute for shoplifting, he does.
Did you really?
No, but I'm thinking about it.
Well, that's a great idea. No, that is a good idea, isn't it? Yeah. So how's your life otherwise?
Well, it's just working out just wonderful.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Just everything seems to be going along fine.
I don't know. I find that hard to believe, don't you, Charles?
Whistling past, you know what I mean? I don't think so.
You know, I don't know what they're making a big deal about John Glenn's age for. I mean, we got quarterbacks down there as old as he is. Boomer's in his 60s.
Well, he has Boomer size. I don't think Boomer's going to play next year, is he, Chuck?
I don't think so, man.
Yeah, he's going to play.
I don't believe so.
I guarantee you Boomer's going to play.
Going in the broadcast booth.
So anyway, your sports lock of the weekend that the president is going to grab Paula Corbin-Jones during this deposition is idiotic. And
No, I didn't say it was going to grab her. I said it could go anywhere from rubbing up against her to moving her chair so she couldn't sit down. She'd have to get in some other position.
Right.
To shoving his tongue down her throat.
Well,
I mean, there's a wide range there that he could do. He's proven he's out of
Charles,
control.
That's just stupid.
The guy's a governor. He has the state troopers bringing women to his room. The guy's out of control.
They're going to tape this thing to be shown in court. So it's like every other of your sports picks. It just has no possibility of becoming reality.
But if it did, just saying, if it did, how great would that be to lead him out in handcuffs?
I find this whole thing humiliating and embarrassing.
I do too, and in fact, I'm on the president's side in this now. I mean, I just think it's absurd.
I'm going to throw up. They're both wearing panties this morning.
I am. I just
those days of you molesting women, you Clinton and Bob Packwood, Fred, are all over.
Yeah. You just don't get it, Fred.
He didn't molest her. He just asked her a question.
He took out his PD and he asked her to kiss it.
Yeah.
Unsolicited.
Well, those are the allegations. We don't have any.
Well, we don't know that he did that.
Oh, sure. Blame the victim. Now, she's a liar.
No.
That's the mentality, and that's going to change.
No.
It's all over.
No, it has been been the mentality throughout there ever since she was referred to as white trash and traitor.
Okay, fine. I understand that, but shouldn't this thing be adjudicated before we decide that she's right and he's wrong?
Well, let's not batter the victim, and let's
we're not
air it
battering
out.
the victim, but there could be a misinterpretation here. He may have just been getting dressed. He's probably just getting dressed, pulling his pants up instead of down.
Could be.
Could easily be the case.
But
let's go to court.
Fairly innocent.
Yes, but you and Bernard, particularly Bernard, are assuming that everything she says is true, and I'm saying that something probably happened in between what he says and what she says.
Let's go to court.
Yeah, well, let's go to court.
That's all.
Well, yes, but we don't need to do it now.
Well, we knew this was going to happen before we re-elected the pervert, so we knew that this was pending, and the people said, let's go forth, and now this is what we have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, there's no surprises here. And besides, she's not. There's no possibility she's ever going to win anything, and she was a fool not to take the money.
Well, she'll get that big book deal from.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It is 29 after the hour, and speaking of all that, here is the president now, and Paula Corbin-Jones.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Southern lover had me some fun.
He was governor in May 91.
Met a girl, made my knees knock.
Dropped his pants, showed me his little rock.
In the nude, raunchy and crude on that that Arkansas night.
Weather, ooh. Tell the court,
every sordid detail.
Tell the court, did he make you inhale? The state trooper brought me upstairs.
She was super, man, what a pair.
Made a pass, wanted a kiss.
I pinched her ass, told her to kiss this. Bummer dude,
he was so rude on that that Arkansas night.
weather, ooh.
Tell the court, did you two both embrace?
Tell the court, did she have to use mace?
He's impulsive, a hideous brute.
She's repulsive, how'd I think she was cute?
I've been dissed throughout my crusade.
I'll tell you this, I didn't get laid.
Not a prude, but I know what's lewd on that that Arkansas night.
Weather, ooh.
Tell the court, is it just politics?
Tell the court, can she ID your penis?
He made an offer, but Susan said no.
Didn't boff her, though she was a ho.
Legal counsel, they took a hike.
She turned me down. She's probably a dyke.
Now you're screwed, 'cause you're being sued for that, that Arkansas
Bill Clinton and Paula Corbin-Jones from Greece here on the Imus in the Morning program. It's 28 minutes till the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program, and Charles and I were talking. Why is he gone? What happened to him?
He just got disconnected. We put him up on his dial tone.
Probably nodded off, fell into those.
Ben, I wouldn't be surprised, would you?
No.
And I want to go into a long, boring, tedious detail about all this.
Wow.
But my brother got 1,000, is that 1,000 denim shirts, Fred?
Yeah.
From the factory.
Yeah.
And they were stonewashed a little more than he likes them.
Yeah.
So they're a little more faded than normal. And they're wrinkled.
Yeah.
So rather than send them back and have them ironed, he put them on sale.
Oh, that's a great solution. They're wrinkled?
Well, they're wrinkled pretty bad, and they don't look good when you take them out. And I took one out yesterday, and you got to unpin them, and then iron them, and then fold them back up and repin them. I mean, it's too labor-intensive. You might as well put them on sale.
Well, that's just...
Unless somebody sent them to the laundry. You know?
Why don't you just declare bankruptcy now?
Well, after Ann Mullen gets done, we will.
Ann Mullen and...
Why can't you just buy something from Walmart, to display the shirts on?
Yeah.
Instead of some antique colonial piece of furniture, Spanish colonial.
Ann Mullen, the interior decorator, is designing, along with some other woman and Joseph and Mood, my brother's store across the street from the Hotel Santa Fe out in Santa Fe that's going to open in a month or two. This situation in Iraq, Fred.
Yes.
What is your feeling? See, Charles has got angry with me this morning about my position on these experiments, on these Iraqis experimenting on each other.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problem with it. And I'll tell you why. Because all we've been wanting to do anyway is kill all of them. And aren't they essentially pretty much doing what we want?
Well,
that's stupid.
Why is it stupid?
Well, it just is. I mean, that's not compassion. That's horrible. Where's your sense of humanity?
But my brother may be a representative of the sentiments in this country because look what the Japanese did to our POWs, and nobody has a problem buying a Japanese car now. I mean, they did horrible things to our POWs.
Yeah, but
every kind of horrible experiment from freezing them to injects them with every kind of germ you could think of, and people go out and buy these Japanese cars. So I don't think there's a lot of people in this country have any problem with what Iraq has done. Plus, we've done the same thing in our
I'm having
history.
trouble with this whole analogy here.
I don't know how that
somehow.
makes any sense, Fred. There's an ad in National Review.
What?
The magazine, William Buckley's magazine.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, for the first time in my life, I am actually in an article entitled Chambers in the Morning. Somebody from National Review interviewed me about my obsession with Sam Tannenhouse and Whittaker Chambers and Alger Hiss. There's an ad here for verbal advantage. Do you make embarrassing gaffes when you speak?
Yes.
Are verbal booby traps bringing your career to a screeching halt? You hear them all the time when other people speak. Glaring mistakes like fortunate instead of fortuitous, or effect instead of affect. Jarring gaffes that often draw snickers, but never respect. Would you like this, Fred, this verbal advantage?
I like this. It's very interesting.
You could build a Harvard graduate's vocabulary in just 15 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, no, a day. 15 minutes a day. Not just 15 minutes.
Oh, shoot. I don't know.
Well, people get hung up on these $5 words.
Yeah.
I mean, Hank Williams became a legend using the simplest words you could ever think of.
Well, that's a pretty good point, isn't it?
It is a good point and a good rejoinder.
Yeah.
Repost.
Here's the problem with communication.
Okay.
You have to understand what somebody says the first time they say it. You don't want to be thinking, be not sure what the word means,
I see.
So you have to understand, when they say a sentence, you have to understand it immediately or they've lost you. And using these $5 words is not the way to do that.
Okay, do you understand this? Goodbye.
Hang up.
Idiot. I love you, Fred. We'll talk to you later. We have to go.
Fred?
Hey, don't you want more of my input?
No, we don't want more of your input.
Will.
I love you. I'll call you later. It's 23 to the hour.
Your cheating heart will make you weep. You'll cry and cry and try to sleep, but sleep won't come. No. The whole night through. Your cheating heart will tell on you.
Imus in the morning.
98.1 The PK.
It is 18 minutes till the hour. Breen's got sports here in a couple of minutes. If you all are watching MSNBC, our little friend Bridget Quinn is coming up with an update, and then they'll have a bunch of news and stuff for you at 9 o'clock Eastern time, won't they?
Yes, they will, man.
Oh, we didn't we? We resolved our differences from this Quinn, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Here on line 1, the I line, 1-800-370-IMUS is Ralph from Kansas City. Kansas. Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning, I.
What's the difference between Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri?
The state line.
Oh, okay. So the football team from Kansas City, Missouri, is that the deal or not?
Yeah. Okay. We're kind of all bummed out here in Kansas City.
So you just pretty much suck there in Kansas City, Kansas, right?
Well, that's kind of the idea.
Okay. What do you want?
I'm just going to tell you, you need to start combing your hair now in the mornings.
What do you mean? What's that?
And iron your face.
What's so wrong with the hair?
I don't think the guy needs any help, Bernard, do you?
I think we should focus on the important
What's
things.
his hair objection?
Well, I mean, now you're on MSNBC.
No, we don't care about that. We only care about the radio. MSNBC sucks. We hate MSNBC.
Well, I
we care
understand
that. About 99% of the people who hear this program can't see it on MSNBC. They don't care what I look like.
Well, I understand that, but now the rest of us.
Here's Robert from Bakersfield, California. Good morning, Robert.
Morning, hi, man.
How you doing, baby?
What's up?
Guess what? We coming to Bakersfield.
When are we coming? Because I want to be there.
We're going to be at Buck Owens Crystal Palace.
That's what I was going to ask you.
With some of Dwight's biscuits.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hanging out at the old railroad hotel where the I-Man used to come ride them trains up there and hang out.
All right.
Wow.
You know, we just turned 100 years old now.
We're going to get a pack of Marlboros, a quart of vodka. We're going to have a good time, baby. We're going to have a good time, baby. 16 till the hour now.
Now, Imus in the Morning 2020 Sports with Mark Breen.
Bill to throw in, finds Kittles, right sideline, takes it to the middle of the floor to the hole. The layup is no good! It's spun out. Ball goes out of bounds, and a foul on the net.
Nets lose at home to the Clippers. Good morning. Mike Breen with sports. Bob Papa the call. Nets Radio Network. This sportscast sponsored by Ramsey Mitsubishi. Nets losing to the Clippers at the Meadowlands, 119-116. New Jersey coach John Calipari was asked what went wrong.
They outscored us.
And in most cases in the NBA, when a team outscores you, you in fact do lose the game. Yeah. Sam Cassell did not play. Cassell, their point guard, has been injured, but he'll be honored shortly at their next home game, Sam Cassell night at the Meadowlands, where the first 100 fans who resemble E.T. will get in free at the arena.
Now, I actually watched part of a Nets game the other night.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Well, because they're winning.
And it was sports on, and it was on television. I mean,
no, they're winning.
You got to be there.
Name me one player on the team.
Jason Williams.
All right, that's fine.
Keith Van Horn. Sam Cassell.
Very good.
Budgerism.
Boston Celtics beat the Vancouver
Tyrone
Grizzlies. Next up, what are you trying to say?
Like a Wackanuga.
Next up for the Celtics, the return of Larry Bird to Boston. The Pacers coach, his first visit to the city where he made his legend. But Antoine Walker, current star forward of the Celtics, doesn't care.
It's got its implications just because of what they're doing this year. It's not anything special because it's Bird. I mean, he's no longer involved with the organization. He did what he did here, but we're looking at it as a game that's very important for us to come out and win because we can't go back on a losing streak. We have to win and protect our home court.
What happened?
Let's get a picture of this guy's shoes, too, by the way.
Celtics will have a special promotion to welcome back Larry Bird, the country hick from French Lick. Larry Bird night at the Fleet Center. First 100 fans who've had sex with an animal will get in free.
Oh, you know, that's not amusing,
ridiculous.
You pencil neck geek. You leave Larry Bird alone.
Chicago Bulls lost, beaten by the Philadelphia 76ers. Allen Iverson, 31 to beat Michael Jordan. Iverson and Coach Larry Brown embracing at half court.
It's not an African-American with an attitude and a gun. You're not sucking up to him. You're unbelievable.
After the win, what are you talking about?
The only basketball players you like are the ones who are beating up their girlfriends and carrying guns.
Where do you get this from?
Well, because don't be making fun of Larry Bird. I resent that.
All right, I'm sorry.
All right.
Iverson and Larry Bird embracing at half court.
Iverson, there's one of your guys.
And Larry Brown, that is.
Knuckle dragging yeah, that's great.
Brown said he enjoyed the moment.
It's a very good feeling.
Warm embraces there in the NBA. Ooh. Iverson, by the way, he'll be honored by the Sixers next game. It'll be Allen Iverson night. First 100 fans who've been convicted of a felony will get in free down at the Coors State Center.
Well, that's great. Make fun of African Americans. people have pulled themselves up by their own Nikes.
By their stolen Nikes.
All right, here now, Imus from Washington, Senior Military Affairs Advisor, the late General George S. Patton, Jr.
At ease. Can we shoot down them U2 planes? I don't want to be a duke or a sniveling wuss. Gotta send some troops to kick them in the tush. You got a textbook case of megalomania, making a mess out of Mesopotamia, like a maniac in a black beret. Sedan driving with a goat in a negligee. Sedan John, doing that crazy man jive. I'm sick of all of this aggravation. Tired of always bailing out the United Nations. Maybe I should just get that Nettie Louise to give a little shake that Ray could see. Ooh, them Baghdad women just ain't my type. Looking like camel, smelling just as right. Think I'll fly Marv Albert over to Iraq to bite all of them sand monkeys on the back. Sedan John, doing that crazy hand jive. Don't want us to observe all the weapons he amassed. Got a lot of nerve with that reserve nerve gas. Think he got a Scud missile underneath his sheet. But Slick Willie's got a bigger one, so damn dead meat.
We learned that Joseph Abboud, the American designer, is here, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning,
How are you?
guys. Good morning.
We learned that people over at 60 Minutes go for months and don't talk to Mike Wallace.
Oh, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Because he does awful stuff to them. And here, I like Mike Wallace as much as I've ever liked anybody.
I guess he can be
I love this
caustic
guy.
or
I called him yesterday.
Yeah.
I talked to him yesterday.
Seems like a sweetheart.
Birds of a feather.
He's a well-dressed guy.
He's all jacked up about football back at CBS.
Mm-hmm.
But Ed said that Ed went for months and didn't talk to him.
Yeah.
I think Morley went for 2 years and didn't talk to him.
That's exactly right.
What does it matter to Wallace that football's coming to CBS?
Well, because you know what it does? It takes 60 Minutes from the top 15 back to the top 5. But they go from a number 11 and 12 show to in the top 5 again.
But his time is...
No, he's got plenty of time. He's doing fine. He sounded very good yesterday.
Yeah.
He did start kissing up to me, though, by saying about how much reaction he gets from people whenever I mention his name or he appears.
Please,
You know what I said? I said it is not becoming.
I hope you jumped on
David
him.
Brinkley said.
Is that your... do you wear your own clothes, Abboud?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. It's a black cashmere jacket, which I think we could take a few orders this morning at the station. We'll get the guys lined up, and we'll
How much would that cost if I weren't to go to buy it? Which, of course, I'm not gonna. But.
Probably about $1,250, $1,300.
Dear God.
$1,200 for a sport jacket?
It's cashmere. I mean, come on. Hey, Bernard, there's one for you if you keep talking like that.
$1,200? So Abboud wants to bet me on the Super Bowl, saying that he thinks the Denver Broncos are going to win outright.
I say bet the ranch on the Broncos.
And then if they do, he wants me to have him as a real guest.
An official guest.
Why? For what reason?
Well, there's lots of things we can talk about.
There's nothing. There's nothing we can talk about. You design great clothes, but personally, you're a pain in the ass.
Oh, man.
Yeah, boy, tell that to Fred when he calls me and he wants to bail out on those wrinkled shirts.
No. You're good for those kinds of things.
Absolutely.
But appearing on the program is just as tedious, isn't it, Charles?
Absolutely.
I've been relegated to the 9:30 hour.
I'd rather take a call. Here's Chris Ramsey from Harrison, Arkansas. Good morning, Chris. Chris is not there? Here's Loretta from Euclid, Ohio. Good morning, Loretta.
Your Highness, Imus.
How you doing, baby? What's the weather like out there in Euclid, Ohio?
It's cold, but no snow, just gray skies.
You sound drunk.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I just had half a pot of coffee. And no drinking.
Doesn't she sound like she's been smoking a pack of Pall Mall?
Man, I'm
chugging on some vodka, doesn't she?
98.1. The Peak is WPEK, Seneca, Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson. For news, talk, and sports on FM.
For the morning. Coming up Tuesday, we're going to be off Monday for Martin Luther King's birthday, but as I do every year, I will play in its entirety Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, and that will be between 7 and 8 o'clock Eastern Time on the Imus in the Morning program, and it's a great speech, and I listen to it every year.
You know, Don, I will tell you one thing, that every year when you do that, it's amazing. I pull off the side of the road and I just listen to it.
Shut up. Joseph Abboud is here.
I want a copy of that speech, Bernard.
Man.
I want a copy.
On Tuesday,
tape it.
On Tuesday, Dan Rather from CBS, he'll be in Cuba.
Yeah.
And Bo Deedle and Joey Pots and Pans go to the movies.
Oh, really?
So Bo and Joey will be here Tuesday, and Dan Rather. On Wednesday, Tom Brokaw from Cuba, and Joe Queenan on Thursday, Denise Austin.
stuff like that. It's time now for the national news. I wonder where that voice was coming from. Okay, so, here's a bood.
You know,
Don, I really like that
every
speech.
year I pull
How many
off.
black people do you have working for you, by the way?
Oh, quite a few.
Oh, yeah, please. I've been over there.
We also have a lot of cute girls working over there.
Anyway, it's time now for the news, and with that, Chuck McCord. Good morning, Charles.
Morning, I-Man. In the headline side, the big NASA news conference today, scheduled at noon Eastern Time. The United States Space Agency is going to allow Ohio Senator John Glenn to make history again.
How many cartoonists will rip off that poor guy who was on with John Gibson on MSNBC? I'm watching MSNBC, and John Gibson, and they're doing that chat thing or something, and talking about John Glenn, 77 years old, going into space, and the guy emails him or calls in and says, has this vision of Senator Glenn orbiting the Earth at 10 miles an hour with his left turn signal on blinking, little hands up over the panel, peeking up over the space capsule. Too funny. What else?
He'll be 77 years old. He's going to go aboard the shuttle in October, making him 16 years older than anybody else who's flown in space.
I'm old. I want to see it now.
Imus in the Morning guest Bob Schieffer broke the story yesterday of Senator Glenn returning to space. But yesterday, Glenn himself was reticent to talk about it in this exchange with reporters.
I just don't have any comment beyond that. So thank you all, and we look forward to talking to you about it all later.
So you want to talk until it's an official announcement?
I have no comment about it now.
Doctors will study the effect of weightlessness on certain aspects of aging. Another ex-astronaut, 67-year-old Buzz Aldrin, says...
You know what happens when you don't get enough oxygen?
What happens?
From the first time Senator Glenn was on.
You become a senator from Ohio? Is that what you're telling me?
No, well.
Anyway, Buzz Aldrin says Glenn is in great shape and would be a great candidate for the job, as does fellow Right Stuff astronaut Gordon Gordo Cooper.
John stayed in pretty good shape, and he is a moderate liver, so he should do well.
You sound like you survived okay.
Sharp.
Bless his God.
I'm glad it's Glenn and not Coop.
Man, sound like Mudbone. Come on, man.
So we look forward to the big news conference today at noon.
Oh, come on. Where do I go from here?
Good luck, huh?
Russia's offer to stem tensions with Iraq over American U-2 spy planes is not going to fly with a top U.S. official, Defense Secretary Cohen, who says the U-2 is very capable of providing valuable information, and he says the UN missions over Iraq with the U-2 planes ought to continue. American Weapons Inspector Scott Ritter says, I'll be back.
Imus in the morning.
We're best friends and live across the street.
Down here with the Wombat, Gene from Carson, California. Good morning, baby.
Good morning, Imus.
How are you?
If I was Fred, I'd whip your tail. I'd beat you like you done stole something.
Why?
Because I don't like the way you do him. I just don't. I tried to get in when he was on to tell him to beat the shit out of you.
No, you can't
say
Gene, you can't say that.
What's up with that?
Sorry.
Don't be swearing on the radio.
I didn't mean to say that.
Well, what did I do?
You just bag on him too much. You down him, you talk about him, and he's just so sweet and kind to you and always telling you he loves you. And just like you asking about that candidate, you said he ought to have on some panties.
No, I didn't say that. Charles said that.
Well, whoever said that,
Well, I didn't bag on my brother. Charles did.
But you always do it, too.
Yeah, but I'm just kidding, Fred.
Oh, well, as long as you kidding.
Well, how about when he calls me ass face? What does that represent?
Well, he said it in a nice way. He didn't say it where he was offending to you,
Okay, well, how have you been?
I'm fine. Did you get my ballot?
I just got it here a second ago. Let me see it, Chuck.
I want you to put some good Beverly Hillbilly music to it, because it's a great song.
Gene has written the ballad of the Bobbitt Hillbillies to the tune of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Here's a little story of a man named John, a poor ex-Marine with a little fraction gone. It seems one night after getting with his wife, she lopped off his schlong with a swipe of a knife. Penis, that is. Real penis.
Real penis.
Well, the next thing you know, there's a Ginzu by his side and Lorena in the car taking Willie for a ride. She soon got tired of a purple-headed friend, so she tossed it out the window as she rounded round the bend. Curve, that is. She went to the cops and confessed to the attack, and they called out the hounds just to get his weenie back. They sniffed and they barked, then they pointed over there to John Wayne that was like a waving in the air. Found, that is. Now Peter and John couldn't stay apart too long, so a doctor said, hey, I could fix your dong. A needle and a thread, just the thing you're gonna need. Then the world held its breath till they heard that Johnny P. Wheeze, that is. Well, he healed and he hardened and he took his case to court with the cock-eyed lawyer since his asset came up short. They cleared her of assault and acquitted him of rape, and his penis was the only thing we didn't see on tape. I want you to put that to music, Imus.
Well, we'll work on it here.
Okay, well, before I hang up, I got to give you my Republican Party prayer.
All right.
When Bush was my shepherd, I did not want. He leaded me beside the steel factories. He restored my doubt in the Republican Party. He guided me to the path of unemployment for the party's sake. He annoyed my wages with freezes as my expenses running over my income. Surely, poverty and hard living won't follow the African-American people all the days of our lives, because we remember 5,000 years ago when Moses told us to park our camels and pick up our shovels and mount our asses, and he was going to lead us to the promised land. 5,000 years later, Franklin Delano Roosevelt told us, lay down them shovels, sit on your ass, light up your camel, for this is the promised land. Today, Pete Wilson want to tax our shovels, Bob Dole want to sell our camels, Saddam Hussein want to kick our ass, and the religious right won't share the promised land. But I am glad that I am an American, and I am glad that I am free. But I wish I was a dog and Slick Willie was a tree.
God bless you, baby.
Let me tell you something. You get up in the morning and you pick the paper up and you read that the Knicks lost in overtime.
Yeah.
And that little geek from Kentucky, Rick Pitino, lost to UMass.
Yes, sir.
And it can't be a bad day.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just uphill from then on.
I usually check the obituaries first. Wasn't a good day today.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
You know what's going on the minds of the players after a tough game?
Nothing's going on in their minds.
No. Same thing is going on in
They're
their minds.
making $8 million a year. They're thinking about
chilling out with their bitch.
Yeah, I just say no. See that?
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, my point is, why?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike Green continues.
I said no.
Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
How many times have you gotten a message only to find out that you've gotten the message too late? Now you don't have to worry about that anymore. Get your messages immediately with a pager and paging service from Arch Paging, formerly known as Page South. Arch Paging is the leading supplier of Motorola and NEC pagers, offering local, southeast, and nationwide coverage. Arch is a more personal paging company working to meet all of your needs, from voicemail to toll-free paging. Arch Paging has 2 upstate locations to serve you. Check out their Greenville office at 1178 Woodruff Road inside Woodruff Gallery. In Spartanburg, they're located at 100 Northtown Drive at the Bilo Shopping Center. Call the office nearest you at 288-7243 in Greenville or 585-0894 in Spartanburg to find out about this month's special. Never miss another page with message assurance of Arch Paging, the more personal paging company.
Stephan Dweck and Monteria Ivy are the authors of You're So Fine, I Would Drink a Tub of Your Bathwater, and it's published by Hyperion. And, we'll talk about this in a second. They are also the authors of Snaps, Double Snaps, and Triple Snaps, and then they ran out of snaps.
In the hose.
Yeah, Mr. Dweck is a prominent entertainment attorney specializing in music and television.
Yeah, right.
He represents over 40 recording artists and 75 television and film actors. He sits on the Law Advisory Board from Quinnipiac College School of Law.
Connecticut, sit on this.
Monteria Ivy is a comedian, author, and an actor. He was a co-executive producer and host for the HBO Snaps television specials. He's also the host of Think Twice, which would have been the advice I would have given him on this. It's the first adult game show produced. It was a game show produced for PBS, by the way. In addition to that, Mr. Ivy is affiliated with the Black Filmmaker Foundation. Good morning, Mr. Dweck and Mr. Ivy. How are you guys?
Well, how you doing?
How you doing?
Thank you so much for talking so kindly about us. We heard you on the radio. We had to put that in the advertisement for the book. Imus says these two morons have set the race back 200 years. Oh, not OJ.
We accept
not Ebonics. No, these two guys.
What's up? Accept the comedic challenge, man.
You know, it's been so long since you've been here. Which one is Stefan and which one is... You're Stefan, and you're Monteria.
I know we all look alike, but yeah.
No, that's not absolutely.
I got OJ staring me in the face.
Don't get us started on OJ. He set all the kids back. He's ruined it for any kid named Orenthal. No, you can see the kid in school now, you know, in grade school. Timmy, here. Sally, here. Orenthal, guilty. I mean, here. I'm so tired of Goldman. God, why don't you just go in front of OJ's house and say, OJ, show me the money. Close you're gonna get to it.
So,
you're so fine.
Are either one of you guys married?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is why we wrote the book, to meet women.
I understand. So what this essentially, it's called You're So Fine, I Drink a Tub of Your Bathwater. Now, it's published by Hyperion.
There you go.
Which is a big-time publisher. It's not like some self-publishing. It's not like they did it on their desktop, you know, on their computer. So, I mean, it's a big-time publisher. In fact, that's a publisher that had more on, what's her name? She's on this program occasionally, the blonde. Laura Ingram? Yeah, that's what
moron.
Anyway, it's called I Drink a Tub of Your... You're so fine, I drink a tub of your bathwater. So
these are a collection of pickup lines, that we got
but-
from women across the
400
country.
women.
We surveyed, and this is what women are telling us that men are saying to them.
Right.
We didn't make these up. We collected them from women.
Right, it's a collection, not a how-to.
In other words, in a bar, you're trying to tell me that a woman told you that somebody said to her, baby, I'll give you a tongue bath no germ could live through.
Oh, it gets worse than that. Babe, you look so good. You look better than a Mormon getting a lap dance.
You know, or some guy told a girl, hey, sweetheart, why don't you sit on my lap and we'll talk about the first thing that pops up.
Oh, snap. The word for the day is legs. Let's go back to my apartment and spread the word.
Hey, man. Excuse me, you got any African in you?
No.
Would you like some?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Girl, I use your G-string for dental floss.
That's a nice dress. It looked great crumpled up at the foot of my bed.
It gets worse than that.
You can use a line like Bernard uses with women. Hi, my name is Bernard. I got correct change.
That's a nasty crack. Speaking of nasty crack, Stefan, how's your mom's?
Come on.
Here's a line that Bernard would use.
snap.
Here's a line that Bernard. Girl, I'm like Domino Pizza. If you don't come in the first 30 minutes, the next one's free.
Yo, when Monteria was in the 3rd grade, he asked his daddy, he said, Daddy, why my penis so big? His daddy said, cause you 16 years old, boy.
This is the problem with Bernard, too, by the way. We wanted to tell you about this. How come you can do all the white people's voices right on point, but you do every black
All
voice
the black
like
characters
Kingfish?
sound the same. You got Maya Angelou sounding like buckwheat.
Right.
Johnny Cochran sounds like Kingfish.
If the sneaker fits, yo.
That's a very good point, Bernard. Today we're talking with Stefan Dweck and Monteria Ivy, and their book has got pickup lines, and they're cute. They actually, some of them are very cute.
Their next book is going to be squeegee tips.
Some of them are horrible, but this is a great line. Hi, my name is Frank. Don't forget it, because you're going to be screaming it later tonight. Not a funny line?
That's great.
Anyway, it's available bookstores everywhere. It's published by Hyperion. It's called You're So Fine. So I said, drink tub of your bathwater. So, yeah, what are country lines now? There's just like...
All types of good country lines.
Girl, you look like a freshly baked pork chop.
Girl, is you sweet potatoes or candied yams?
Girl, you so fine, my teeth will fall out black and rotten just looking at you.
Well, what would make anybody want to go out with you if you said something? I mean, I have one here. You say to the girl, gorgeous, you and me together are like dogs and fire hydrants.
There are women who would find that attractive. Now, the whole point of the pickup line is all you're trying to do is get the woman to laugh, get her attention, and break the ice so you can have conversation. So if you have a little style, a little humor, hopefully you'll be able to get the woman.
Like, baby, I want to die and come back as your gene so I can wear your ass out.
Oh, snap.
This is the same program that just spoke to Jim Iyer an hour ago. Well, you know, so that's a good point. You know, see, I was not thinking this through. Jim Iyer. I was thinking, what did I say?
He said Jim Iyer.
Well, there was a
Jim Iyer.
There was Jim Iyer, I meant.
Yeah. Right, the guy who wrote the book about the white widow and the bus. Only place you see the black people on the back of the bus.
Or driving the bus. Coming to home.
Anybody getting off?
But you say that's a good point. That's a very good point. That all this is designed to do is break the ice.
Sure.
And here's how narrow my thinking is. I'm thinking that you have to deliver one of these lines, and then that is going to be the net of this, you know, of your ability to either score or not score.
That's right.
Well, that's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the opening line. The opening salvo.
That's all it is. Just opening salvo. So.
And success or failure is going to be measured the next moment. And that's
what happened to the Jew in the group?
Well, he wanted to be a juror on the OJ trial.
No, I actually lost him as part of the settlement in the Texaco case. But
no. We want to go make a film with Jackie Chan, Rumble in Piscataway.
He just couldn't see it. He said, this black thing isn't going to last.
I must go to L.A. and hold the sign up in front of the courthouse.
So, well, there used to be Stephan of Monteria and this other guy, the Jewish guy.
Jim.
The natives are cool.
Just between you and me, I didn't think he contributed that much, frankly.
He was a drag, as a parasite.
Well, he did get us into the meeting, though.
He did?
And then it would say, oh, you guys are funny.
And we had excellent books. I mean, all the checks were paid. All the bills were paid.
Well, who do you, now you represent 40 recording artists, right?
No, we're going to put out a part 2 and make a movie of this book. We're producing a Snaps movie. We're writing a film for Miramax. I haven't had time to practice law. I do represent Monty with bill collectors.
Okay. So in other words, this bio that I read is just hype.
No, it's old news.
It is old news.
Your staff is right on top of it.
You know, film money beats law money.
So you used to practice law, now you don't have time to do that.
Right.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
right.
What else is new with you guys?
We're writing a film for Miramax, a sports movie.
Yeah.
And also we're going to do the Snaps movie like we mentioned.
Right.
And we're going to option this book into a film that we have an idea for.
You can believe that.
Only in America, baby.
That's unbelievable, huh?
Hey, somebody got to do it.
No, I understand. What's the sports movie?
Mm-hmm.
What's this about?
Tell him. You can tell him a little bit.
Tell him a little bit? Well, we'll tell Iron
What, are we going to steal it from you?
Nah, but you know the folks at Miramax, they get all paranoid. But,
What are you doing? What are you doing?
But it's a sports movie about a
black
hockey team.
In Harlem. We're using snaps and pickup lines. Girl, you so fine. You look like a Spam sandwich on a Ritz cracker.
Did you guys see Jerry Maguire?
No,
I didn't see it.
haven't seen it.
No.
Me either. Have you? No, none of us have.
No.
Has anybody in this room or in that room seen Jerry Maguire?
No.
Okay, that's where the phrase "show me the money" came from.
Yeah.
So, Cuba Gooding Jr., I guess, says that. I guess he's pretty good and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's do some more lines here. Let's go to bedroom lines here.
Uh-oh.
This would be, well, if you're in the bedroom. How about famous lines? What are some famous lines?
Well, these are lines that we got from movies. People have heard them in films before, and let's see, stuff like "Please, baby, please, baby, please, baby, please, baby, please" from that black entrepreneur Spike Lee.
Hi, I'm taking a survey. Do you spit or swallow?
Come on,
that's a bedroom line.
Some of these are really horrible. Are you a doctor? Because I'm lovesick.
No, is your father a terrorist? Because you're the bomb.
Girl, you're so fine. You should be gang married.
Lord. There was another one in here, but guy says, my wife is pregnant. I'd like to feel a flat stomach. Yeah, something like that. Boy, I screwed that up, didn't I? We're talking with Stephan Dweck Monteria, Ivy. Their new book is called You're So Fine, I Drink a Tub of Your Bathwater, published by Hyperion. You know what's interesting is that these guys have taken the first Snaps deal, which is essentially, wolfing on one another. They took that and turned it into HBO television special. It's impossible. 2 more book deals.
And a movie.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
My God. Hey, something that's been around forever, and we just took advantage of it.
Yeah, your mama,
Well, don't start talking about my mother.
Oh, not again. Your mother so ugly, she like Mike Tyson in a red negligee. I don't know.
Hell, your mama's so old, she was a waitress at the Last Supper. More wine, Jesus.
Hey, is Georgette here yet?
Not yet.
Well, what the hell are you talking about? What time is she supposed to start work?
8:30.
Apparently she works on CP time.
All right. She should be doing the black voices.
Hey, yo, Stephan, you have the man your mother was.
Oh, yeah, this is the line that Bernard would use. See this bulge? This bulge for you.
Hey, yo, Monteria, you're so stupid you think the Electoral College is co-ed.
And you're so white you think Malcolm X stood for Malcolm the 10th.
Oh, snap.
Which is one reason that Bernard does not have a book, and they do.
Here's a line Bernard would use. Girl, I like short women because they say good screws come in small packages.
We'll talk more with Stephan Dweck Monteria, Ivy, in a second. And wait for Georgette to get on. I don't understand that.
I don't know.
Yeah. She's supposed to start work at 8:30, and it's
the buses are running late. There's a blizzard outside.
Oh, what? How did I get to work on time?
The limousine.
Well, the limo still has to go through the snow, doesn't it?
Well, that's true.
How'd you get to work on time?
I drove out my automobile.
How did Mr. Dweck and Mr. Ivy get here?
We took the bus, Mr. Abbott.
How many Puerto Ricans where I live now? I live in Los Angeles. There's about 200,000 Puerto Ricans in one room. But it's better than the neighborhood I grew up in. I grew up in New York City in an area called Washington Heights, which was like a ghetto suburb. Slums with trees. Even the birds were junkies. And dope addict sparrows who didn't know how to fly. Just fall out of trees and bother people, right? Tweet, sucker, give me a quarter.
Imus in the morning.
Salad is one of our fortes, and we've been making the best chicken salad in Greenville for years. It's white breast only. It's one of the finest chicken salads you get anywhere. Gene Lee's is open in the morning downtown at 7 o'clock. We serve breakfast and lunch. We have our 2 mall stores, which are located in Belk Simpsons at Haywood and McAllister, and there we serve lunch and dinner. We're kind of an alternative to the Food Works out in the mall.
Visit your friends at Jenny Lee's with 3 Greenville locations, Belk and McAllister Square, Insignia Plaza 2 downtown, and Belk at Haywood Mall.
Yeah, Imus in the morning. In your shorts, 2020 sports.
Good morning, this is John Benko.
It doesn't matter to me, as long as it's being raised. Like I said, it's
Stephan Dweck and Monteria, Ivy, who are the authors of Snaps, Double Snaps, and Triple Snaps. They've had specials on HBO, a movie, and now they have a new book entitled You're So Fine, I Drink a Tub of Your Bathwater. And essentially what they are published by Hyperion, by the way. So it's a big-time publisher, and the only reason I mention that is you might think, well, can you get it any place? Yes, you can. You can buy it everywhere.
Yeah.
And they essentially are lines, as Monteria explained, to simply break the ice. Not as I thought they were, to get the whole thing accomplished. In other words, I would think you'd go out and, you could just say, I want to come back as your jeans and wear your ass out. And then you say,
and she says, fine. And
fine,
then
I love you to death. Let me ask you guys a serious question, and tell me the truth, not that you wouldn't. But the O.J. Simpson thing just concluded, and it revealed to a lot of people in this country I don't think I know whether also not, but maybe a little bit, that there is a huge division in race in this country, that there's a black America and a white America, and obviously know that as well as we do, or maybe better.
There's a race problem, Mr. Imus?
No, but I mean, I thought...
Hey, what?
I told you to stay in a limo.
It's the White Widow.
I mean, some people were actually shocked. I mean, that the division was that great. I mean, when there were students at Howard University cheering the verdict, well, this last verdict, there were a bunch of white people in front of the courthouse pumping their fists and stuff. So, but what do you make of all that? I mean, just...
Well, we have one phrase that we came up with: "The Empire Strikes Back." That's how we describe this.
The civil trial.
I mean, I don't think people really. I think, speaking for the entire black race, I don't think people really care about OJ. I think he's become a metaphor for race.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of black people are upset at the way white people really had a rush to judgment before the evidence came in. And then when the evidence came in, I think if anyone looks at it with a reasonable eye, could have some doubt to his innocence.
Yeah.
Plus, the issue to me seems to be more about class than it does about race. Because what we should have learned from the trial is that if you have enough money, then and you can buy the best defense that money can buy, then you can get off in this country. And if you're poor, and if you're black, which black people have known for years, just like it's no new surprise to black people. And like you said, OJ the person is not a hero in the black community. He's just a metaphor, Exactly. And but I do enjoy the fact that we will have a new holiday now for white people. Every February, whatever the date was.
Well, I
got him day.
I know. I believe in God again. I believe in the justice system.
But I do think that somebody should point out to a lot of the people, both black and white, who are upset at the fact that he was tried twice, was that they couldn't convict Bernhard Goetz the first time, and they tried him the second time, and they nailed him for $43 million, and this guy got 15 cents. And the same with those cops who beat up Rodney King. I mean, they in an outrageous verdict, that first verdict, where they were acquitted, and they then tried them again. So, there is legitimacy for criminal and civil...
well, I think the next case, Imus, should be, we ought to put Geraldo on trial, because I'm about sick of him.
He's an OJ pimp.
He's got new evidence that OJ killed the little girl in Colorado, too.
Well, I also...
In the house. I'm sick of Geraldo.
I know.
He's never ethnic until you pull him on the carpet.
I also didn't think it was fair for people to disparage the first jury in the O.J. Simpson trial, because they didn't have the same evidence.
True.
O.J. didn't testify, and they didn't have the shoes. They didn't have good prosecuting attorneys to deal with. I mean, Chris Darden and Marcia Clark were two of the most incompetent buffoons on the planet. I don't care what anybody says. And my brother would have voted to acquit O.J. Simpson based on the evidence presented in that first trial. So it's not all just black people and white people.
Yeah, because, it clearly wasn't the fault of the jury.
Anyway, I was kind of curious what you're going to say. Georgette, how are you? I want you to meet Monteria Ivy.
Hey, Georgette, how you doing, girl?
And Stephan Dweck.
Georgette, why you got all the meat and I'm sitting over here eating bones?
And you see, she laughed. And she laughed. That's breaking the ice. It worked. How you bugging? It worked.
Why don't you let Charles let her sit down?
Come over here.
And just
sit on your lap.
I'd marry your brother just to get in your family.
Georgette, sit down here. See, here's the thing. Georgette works here at the radio station. Here's the thing I was interested in, Georgette. These two nitwits in here with these pickup lines. And I wanted to know if you thought they worked at all.
Depends who you talking to.
Well, they're going to be talking to you.
Okay, let's see if they work.
So let's try a couple on her.
Well, that meat and bones one was good. You laughed at
You
that.
made me laugh.
That's the whole key. You made her laugh.
You score points when you make me laugh.
So if you were to run into them, say in a bar, and somebody said that to you, that would be a way to break the ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if I say, excuse me, do you believe in love at first sight, or do I have to walk by again?
That's a good one.
Girl, you smelling like a snack.
Do more.
I don't know. Girl, you look as good as a bowl of Jell-O, and you know there's always room for Jell-O.
That one, I don't know. That one is a little corny.
How about this one, Georgette? Hi, my name is Frank. Better remember that because you're going to be screaming it later tonight.
Oh, yeah.
No, that would make me mad.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I would have to say something smart back to you.
Like I don't scream.
Well, try some more, you guys.
Here's a Bernard line. Hi, I'm gay. You want to straighten me out?
Say, sweetheart, they say size doesn't matter, but after tonight, it will.
No, that's not a good one.
All right, let's try another one.
Oh, God.
Well, come on, you guys.
You're looking like a freshly baked pork chop.
You don't like that?
Oh, yeah, that's
No.
that's good. Yeah, that's
Sure,
going to
make
work.
me feel like a pig.
Pull your pants down, you make her laugh.
All right, how about this, Georgette?
Okay.
Girl with hors d'oeuvres like that, I can't wait to taste the entree. No.
Nah.
So she doesn't like dirty stuff. Georgette does not like stuff that's
Cute but funny.
She likes cute but funny.
No, it could be dirty.
Oh, it
but,
can.
You know.
How about I like to come back as a pair of jeans and wear your ass out?
See, now that's good.
Oh,
It's
okay.
funny.
Or
Funny can be dirty.
Okay, so girl, if I told you you have a nice body, would you hold it against me? I'd have to guess.
I don't want to be your boyfriend. I just want to give him a little help.
All right,
Say, girl,
Georgette.
is your husband married?
Oh, my God.
This is one that Monty uses. Do you have a match?
Yes, my ass in your face.
Well, he's fine. Georgette, thank you. The book is called You're So Fine, I Drink a Tub of Your Bathwater. Stephan Dweck and Monteria Ivy is published by Hyperion. It's available at bookstores everywhere. Thank you both very much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
I feel alright. Yeah. Now that I got my woman, I feel alright. Every time I think about you, you've been so good to me. I'm a sinner. I am somebody.
No. You're Marion Barry. You're not Jesse Jackson.
I am somebody.
You are an idiot.
I'm a sinner's ass. My brothers and sisters, it pained me to have to stand here before you today and report yet another grave injustice done unto our people.
Yeah.
We have all been slighted by still another contravention.
Yeah.
Oh, the magnitude of its severity may not be akin to that of past transgressions, but it is significant.
Yeah.
If only to serve as yet another example of ongoing inequities in society towards people of color.
Want to borrow this Kleenex?
My brothers and sisters, it is with a heavy heart that I must tell you, Marge Schott has been paroled.
That's so.
Yeah, that brewery behemoth, the bovine of baseball, the great she-buffalo of Cincinnati has returned in all her oleaginous glory, the veins in her bulbous nose serving as road maps. Not to the promised land, but rather to the kingdom of our discontent.
Yeah.
She has served only 8 months of what was supposed to have been a year-long suspension. A punishment which was nothing more than a symbolic slap on the wrist in the first place, one which was an outrage and an insult in its very sentencing, and then one which wasn't even serve a term. Can a just and righteous God blame me for thinking, what the is going on here? I saw her on the television. First, I had difficulty distinguishing which one was her and which one was the St. Bernard. But there she was, the porcine princess, the bigoted racist, receiving a hero's welcome of applause. Banners and balloons, flowers and fanfares.
Yeah.
The overseer has returned to run the plantation. And once again, she will be allowed to summon her slaves into the fields.
Yeah.
Although they will pick runners off of bases instead of cotton, the manner in which they are addressed will no doubt be the same. I paid $1 million for your ass, boy. I own you. But let not our hearts be turned by bitterness.
No.
Rather, let us concentrate on healing and prayer.
Yes, sir.
Prayer that beseeches a just and righteous God for this woman's slow and painful death. That her dog go berserk and tear her asunder.
Yeah.
That her liver explode from the quarts of whiskey. And her lung collapse from the soot of too many cigars.
Oh, wait a minute.
That a bulbous gout inflate her leg till her ankles swell to purple balloons. That she suffocate on her own putrid foot stanky breath.
Yeah.
That the blood that sludges through her cruel atrophied heart be tainted with infection. That her corpulent flesh become rancid and decayed with leprosy and fall from her bones in great yellow chunks. Then we may join hands and sing with hearts full of joy, ding dong, the bitch is dead.
Coming up with Ivy Kirk is Maya Angelou.
I said 2 Egg McMuffins, damn it. Dumbass white bitch.
Miss Angelou. You're on the air.
Okay, let's go.
Yes.
The White House, the country, we all in shock. Paula Jones can sue Clinton for exposing his cockroach-sized penis. Incarceral ID marks on his white meat. Ask me where they came from? Al Gore's nicotine-stained teeth.
That will be fine.
In the year 2000, it'd be all Jesse Jackson. Us in a hotel room, my lips ready for action.
Man.
One more thing, man.
Yeah.
You way off the hook. Shut the funk up about your dumbass book. Why, oh, why? Why, oh, why? Am I a heavy load?
Bernard McGurk is Maya
That
Angelou.
damn Egg McMuffin now.
Yeah, on the Imus in the morning program.
Caught on me,
Top CBS executive is in hot water, allegedly for remarking that black viewers are a dependable late-night television audience because they don't have jobs to go to in the morning.
Jesus God. Why isn't Arsenio Hall still on, man?
John Pike's comments are reported in the February issue of Details magazine. He also reportedly told a group of producers that comedy sketches appeal to blacks because, quote, they can't follow complicated dramas.
Oh, wow.
What's this guy thinking about, huh? Pike oversees The Late Show with David Letterman and other late-night programming.
We did oversee it.
It may be over for him oversee it.
Yeah.
CBS Entertainment President Leslie Moonves called the reported remarks reprehensible, said the network will take appropriate action if they prove to be true. Last week, CBS fired golf commentator Ben Wright for his comments about lesbians on the golf tour and women having difficulty in the sport because their breasts get in the way of the golf swing.
Of course, not making the observation that it hasn't kept Raymond Floyd from playing fairly well throughout his entire career, or Jack Nicklaus.
So that completely blows that out of the water.
Yeah. Nobody has bigger breasts than Raymond Floyd, frankly. Nobody. Betsy Wright, nobody.
That's true.
Yeah.
John Pike says his remarks were taken out of context.
Well,
how?
In what?
Taken out of context, he complains, by a reporter who wasn't even in the room when he made them. So I guess he's saying that this was hearsay and out of context.
So he's
and
claiming he
hearsay.
didn't even make them, then.
Well, no. I don't get that, but he's saying that since the guy was out of the room, he couldn't then really accurately assess the context in which they were made. So no, I don't believe he's actually denying having used those words, Well,
in can you think of any context where, one, they'd be true, or two, it would be appropriate?
No, I can't.
Is there any context?
I think that's the problem that CBS is having with them and why there will be further inquiries.
Jesus, I mean, just an absolute total nitwit, right?
You watch me some Conan O'Brien now.
All right, here now, Media Watch. Pulling surgical glove over hand and index finger. The man who probes America's media force, veteran broadcast journalist Walter Cronkite.
And today, second-digit right hand once again finds itself inserted into the fetid, dark recesses of my old alma mater, CBS News. And we discover there more evidence of chronic disease, the debilitating dilemma of discord. Now it's CBS correspondent Bernard Goldberg mowing down CBS correspondent Eric Engberg in a clash of journalistic Jews. Goldberg cites an Engberg report.
So here I'm going to kick him out myself.
Oh, quit complaining about Leroy. Why can't he stay here a while?
Of course, this is our home.
Listen, George, Leroy and me has always been specially close to each other. Why, he's part of me.
Well, when I kick Leroy out the house, I hope your part don't get hurt. That's all I know.
Imus in the morning.
You know, as I've tried to explain to you boys and girls, cannot suck enough.
No, it can't.
It can't suck enough.
But it desperately tries.
They even have in Washington, they have Tony Kornheiser, with one of the finest columnists in the country doing sports radio, and he sucks.
Horrible. Horrible.
It just, Eddie Andelman, he's a lovely guy up there. Well, he's not a lovely guy, he's a fat schlub.
Yeah.
But a loser. A fat loser. He sucks.
Yeah.
Sports radio sucks. So, and when we get off the air here in New York, this station is sports radio. And they have this guy called Russ Salzberg, who has this, was a nice guy, by the way, but he has this, he's a TV sportscaster here in the New York area. And he has Phil Simms yesterday, former quarterback for the New York Giants, now with ESPN, co-hosting the show with him. And so occasionally Bernard, what'd you do yesterday, Bernard?
I went back to the office and I call in like I'm a regular listener.
Yeah.
And I sound like some harmless Uncle Tom brother.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a black man.
Yeah.
And because I'm black, they put me on hold for about 2 hours, but I finally get on. Then I go into my Nation of Islam kind of rap. They get terrified.
So they play this repugnant station in the intercom system throughout this radio station, which is 4 floors, and it's just so annoying. And so we're here all day, and we're waiting for. We know Bernard's in the office on the phone, and he's going to be Rodney from Newark, and they make these people wait an hour before they put them on, and then as soon as they get them on, they get ugly with them.
Sure. They cut you off without letting you know.
Absolutely. Well, here's how it went yesterday.
Rodney in Newark. Rodney, how you doing today?
Yeah, how you doing, gentlemen? Great show.
Good. What's going on, Rodney?
I'm really enjoying the show today, Russ.
Okay.
Anytime you have a guest on, that means less of you talking, and I do enjoy that.
Oh, okay, Rodney.
Hey, Phil, let me ask you, Phil. How come in this great melting pot we call New York, for some reason we can't get a black coach or a black quarterback? You know, we got Arab kickers and Hawaiian defensemen, and no offense, but then we get blonde-haired, blue-eyed pretty boys like you and Boomer.
Well, I don't know.
From the Hitler Youth. Now, don't cut me off because I'm black.
We're not going to cut you off. From the what youth? Know.
You know what I noticed, Phil? Back in the 80s, you always threw the ball to Phil McConkey. Lionel Manuel will be standing there wide open, man. What's up with that?
Now you just talking to hear yourself talk and raise an issue, you know. So that's not true. Who caught more passes, Lionel Manuel or Phil McConkey? Oh, I'm going to reward Phil McConkey and throw it to him when Lionel's wide open. Yeah, I want to make Phil. I don't want to help myself. So Phil, understand something. This is talk. This is talk radio.
No, it's not talk radio, Russ. It's sports radio. Way to go, Bernie. Blue-eyed pretty boys from the Hitler Youth. Is that what you?